Okay, I'm done. Okay, that's... hello. Rob again, and welcome to another installment of Rob Reviews, the vlog series that was started in June of 2013, and we're only on episode 4! So, what shall we be reviewing tonight? And the answer is a certain film by Laika, distributed by Focus Features, entitled The Boxtrolls. Now, you know how I was saying that we're only on the 4th episode of Rob Reviews? You know, there are times where I've been like, maybe I'll do a Rob Reviews on that, but for whatever reason, most likely sloth, I just didn't. However, I knew. I knew that no matter what, no matter how I felt, I absolutely had to crack my voice there. But I also... I also knew that I absolutely had to do a Rob Reviews on the Boxtrolls. And let me explain why. You see, I remember, it was July of 2013. I might have heard about the movie. I might have seen it on the Wikipedia page for Laika under upcoming films, but then I just totally forgot about it. So, July 2013, it was when I saw Despicable Me 2, so there was, first it was a preview for, I forget the name of that movie, it was that thing like the guy who died and then he was on a dead people police force. I wish I could remember the name. Yeah, so second preview starts. So, lights up on some sort of town, like some sort of fantasy town, and there's this baby, like, okay, some sort of CGI thing that I don't think I've heard of. I'm intrigued. So, it's going on, and I remember, like, it was with the mother, when the mother showed up. Something about the way she looked and moved made me think, this looks a little like stop motion. And then, by the end of the trailer, I'm like, after a while, I'm like, I think this is stop motion! And stop motion is probably my favorite medium of film. I just find it so fascinating. You know, all of this, it really exists. It actually physically exists. But it's in miniature, and you have people that you never see just moving it. It's like you're watching moving dolls, or a glorified slideshow. I mean, so I just find it so fascinating. And so anyway, the trailer's going on, you have this thing about family, okay, I'll bring this up. The stuff about same-sex parents, you know, when I saw that, like, I'm glad we live in an age where that's more tolerated. But yeah, so, it's going on, and you have that little funny bit with, sometimes there's a mother, a father, grandmother, grandfather, weird aunties with funny hats, a butler, and old uncles who do nothing but eat rare, smelly cheese. Rare! Smelly! And throughout this, I'm like, let me guess, it's leading up to, sometimes there's no one. Sure enough, and sometimes there's no one at all. But then these sort of monsters appear out of the boxes, and they seem scary, but they're actually friendly and funny, so they leave, and then... So yeah, so in my mind, okay, this looks very interesting. What is it? So, you could probably make a play-by-play out of what went through my mind during the rest of that, the remainder of that trailer. So, the title pops up, The Boxtrolls! Voiced, which I guess is some character named Catbug, or I personally know that voice better, and I only just realized it this week, but it's the Muffin from Astuff Movie 7. I freaking love how Astuff Movie and the Boxtrolls share a cast member. How beautiful is that? Anyway, so, the Boxtrolls! So yeah, in my mind process, okay, the title is the Boxtrolls. Interesting. And then, I notice in the bottom corners of the screen, the logos for Laika and Focus Features. And from that moment, when I saw that this is who was making the movie, I was stoked! Laika has had such... Hold on. And incredible track record, for me at least. I don't know, Coraline, loved it. Very special film for me. Bit of a history with it, you could say. Paranorman, so good. Should have won Best Animated Picture, but... So now you have their next movie, which, you know, just from those two hits alone, that is enough to make me friggin' hyped for this. Like, this became the only movie that I was truly stoked for, like, Frozen, yeah, it's the next entry in the Disney animated canon, and it's been in production for quite a while. Neat. Oh yeah, there's a new Muppet movie coming out. That's cool. Lego movie, that looks kind of fun. It's actually kind of funny, you know, when I saw Lego movie the first time, I remember at the end I was like, I left the theater, and I was kind of thinking, oh shit, Boxtrolls has some competition. Some serious competition. Yes, anyway, so, you know, so, I see those, I'm hyped, so of course now I'm thinking, when is this coming out? When is this coming out? And then the date pops up, and it's 9/26. 9 means September, we're in July right now, which means it's really close! Wait. It's a 14, not a 13! Oh man! So, yeah. That, and later that year I saw the second teaser, which is genius. You know, it's showing off the stop motion, what goes into making the movie, and then has some clips from the movie! Yeah, it's so genius. And they have that song, they got the whole world in their hands! I can see what you did there. So yeah, and then later in the spring, a third teaser was released. I've kind of taken a page, and personally I've taken a page out of Tiki from So You Want to Be an Imagineer, plug his book, by wanting to not see a trailer until it's in the theaters. Yeah, but not on the internet, so yeah, that was worth it. Just eventually saw that. Another really good trailer, and showed some more of this movie. You know, I really like, you know, and then later you get a more standard trailer, shows more of the plot. I remember really worrying about when I would ultimately see it in theaters. Like, I was kind of dreading it. Then, like, I'm at How to Train Your Dragon 2, Focus Features logo pops up, and I bolt upright in excitement. But yeah, so yeah, those three teasers I think were really well done. Really well done. And then, you know, actually, you know, this is kind of a thing where it's like, I hope I'm not overhyping it. It's like, I would kind of wish that hope there wasn't a real movie, so I don't know how it would live up to that. But, yeah, so, movie's finally out. It's amazing. It's kind of hard to comprehend. This thing I've been anxious for so long, and it's finally here. But, yeah, so, I saw it tonight, a Thursday evening advanced screening. How could I not add something so stoked for this? And it makes me, you know, want to do my Brad Jones impression. I'm gonna regret doing that. Speaking of which, so, the movie. I regret so much. It's a hilarious line in the third act of a movie that was totally worth the wait. Yes. This was so worth it. This, you know, I'm gonna be kinda spoilerish territory, but no, don't stop it yet, don't stop it yet, don't stop it yet. So, I'm gonna try and give a more general explanation, and then I'm gonna try not to give away too many specifics, but, you know, it'll get a tad spoilery, kind of starting to tread in the waters. So, this movie was very excellent, very well made. First off, it looks some excellent animation. It looks so good. Like, you know, like the scenes early on where you first get to see the Boxtrolls' caves, cavern, living place, and it's great. It is so good. Like, there's this bit where they're all lying asleep, and up above there's, like, you know, it's like all stars and such, but yeah, I don't think I'm it's early on. So, you know, you got that. Some nice acting, mainly from, like, the villain and the side characters, I would say, but has some enjoyable characters. Like, the villain's henchmen, especially Pickles and Trout, are enjoyable. Ben Kingsley gives a fine performance as our main villain. The rest of the cast does a nice job too, and you know, some nice characters as well. Like, say, with this villain character, it's probably not very three-dimensional, maybe more two-dimensional, but I don't know, he's identifiable. I'd say you can see what drives him. But so yeah, you know, on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not entirely sure how much I trust them. Like, if I do a lot, if I put a decent amount, or not that much, some amount. I remember, like, their thing, I guess, is like, well, far from the best of Leica's films. I'm gonna disagree with that. I don't think Leica has a bad... I think Leica, you know, this is just gonna make me even more excited for their upcoming movies. I know there are 2 in production. Like, Wildwood and Goblins. That should be good. Oh yeah, so apparently this movie is based on a book called Here Be Monsters. Maybe I saw it in the kids section at Borders when I was younger, but I have not read the book, and I've actually abstained from reading the book, so the movie would be more fresh, stand on its own more, yada yada, so I don't know how it compares to that. But anyway, so, yeah, Leica, it's on such a good streak. You know, 3 for 3. A very good 3 for 3. You know, and honestly, I guess you could say, notable complaint I have is I don't entirely get how Eggs was able to learn English. I'm not entirely sure on that. And that's more just a nitpick. So, yeah, I think this is a very well-made film. Like, I may be tempted to call it a perfect movie, actually. Of course, I don't know how it's going to do on multiple viewings, on repeat viewings. We'll see how that goes. You know, initial thoughts. That's what these are. So yeah, I saw it in 3D, not the best 3D. I remember Coraline having really good 3D, and then Paranorman, not very good 3D, and this one is in pretty much the same vein as Paranorman. I mean, some shots were good, but and personally, I judge 3D based on, like, you know, how three-dimensional it actually is. So, yeah, that's how I roll. But, so, yeah, I'm probably just gonna... Multiple viewings will probably just be in standard, and I'd recommend just going for standard. But yeah, so that's kind of spoilerish territory. No, I'm about to go into that, so... Yes, if you don't want to hear anything that could possibly be spoilers, you should turn this off now. So yes, I very much recommend seeing the movie. Okay, I'll let the spoiler people file out. Okay, you filed out? You filed out? How are the ducks at the end? Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. Yes. Yeah, Tiki, that was kind of for you. So, yes. Where to start? Let's see. Where to start? You know, I was gonna do a channel update at the very end. Never mind. Their loss. I know there's one thing that I'm definitely thinking of. Okay, a couple things. Okay, here's the thing. Leica movies have really good opening scenes. Like, Coraline, you have that bit with the metal hands making the doll. Paranorman, you had that cheesy zombie movie, and, you know, the reveal about the grandmother. And then this one, I really like how this one opens. It's like, really atmospheric, and then the logos are on boxes. Yeah, some good atmosphere, and it's pretty... And I like how they established Lord Portly Rind early on. It's like, you know, Boxtrolls are stealing children now? Or, you know, we have this money, we could go to, it could go to a children's hospital or something, but... No. Don't care. Now, if it involves cheese, on the other hand, oh, that'll get his attention, Like, there's this, like, children's hospital, there's this thing where, maybe kind of 2/3 in, where he's like, we were going to put this fund towards the children's hospital, but instead we made this giant cheese wheel. I'm not gonna give away the name, I guess, but so then the cheese wheel ends up in the river, long story, and then he's like, do you know how much we put into that? We could have put it towards the children's hospital. So yeah, establishing that. Okay, so there's something about the identity of one of the characters. So you have this character who's does this thing, and and then later we find out who they really are, and and when it happens, when this reveal is made, I'm like, oh, it's them. Their X is really Y. Whoa! I didn't see that coming. I should have seen that coming! I mean, considering, that certain element about when we first saw them, they pretty much said it straight up. How did I not notice that? But, oh well, it makes for fun when you realize who it is. So, yeah. There's this thing that... Okay, so what ends up happening with Snatcher? So they do this thing where it's like, no, please, you don't need to do this. You can change. You make you. And I'm kind of like, no, please don't redeem him. It's kind of funny. He just refuses to be defeated. Like, something will happen, and then he's still fighting. But anyway, so like, no, don't do this. Like, no, please don't redeem him. I don't think so. No, he does not get redeemed. He doesn't redeem himself. And then what does happen? Oh my god! Paranorman established itself as a PG rating pusher in like the first 5 or so minutes, I think. And this is Laika's most child-friendly film. I am actually kind of surprised that they did what they did. I mean, I think right before it happened, I was kind of like, oh, they're not gonna do that, are they? Then, whoa! Oh my god! Whoa! They did that! Whoa! They went there. And it's gruesome. Whoa! But yeah, so Pickles and Trout, they're a lot of fun, questioning things. Tracy Morgan gets a laugh every now and then. So of course, the previous 2 Laika movies would have a thing after the credits. A kind of making of, thing. So I figured there would be one in this, and so they move it up. So instead, it's during the credits, kind of like in the middle of the credits, like between just flashing titles and the scroll. It's in between there, and it's the best out of all of these little bonus things. Like, it is hysterical. It's like, maybe more so for someone like me who, like I said, with my fascinations in stop motion, but yeah, it's great. I feel like there are I'm sure there are other things to say. Yeah, it's kind of funny, there's this joke where it's like, where they kind of just build it, like, they say this, like, okay, here's the joke. And then we're adding this onto the joke. And then we're adding this. And then we're adding this. Funny stuff. Yeah, I got some good laughs in this. Like, I regret so much. That is a hilarious line. You'll understand why when you see the movie. But, yeah, I really do feel this is I mean, yeah, I guess a thing or two is kind of predictable, but... Oh well, I don't mind too much. It's a very well-made film. I don't know how well it will hold up on repeat viewings, but at least it's not like the first time and then enjoyed it more the second time. So I really enjoyed it the first time, which is a very good thing considering how much I was hyping it. But so is that it? I am so good at this. I really need to make notes. There's this musical number, like, a little over a third into the movie that I really hope is available somewhere in the near future. It may or may not have been written by Eric Idle, but Like it's got some good musical numbers. And, but, yeah, so, I gotta say, like, maybe it'll be like Wizard of Oz, where if I think of additional things, I'll just leave it in the description down here. Unless YouTube changes their format and puts it in another spot. So, yes, The Boxtrolls, an excellent film. I highly recommend viewing it. It is another excellent addition to the Leica library. And, you know, with Lego Movie, both of these are excellent films. They're excellent in different ways. I mean, Lego Movie is, of course, for lack of better words, awesome. And then this is a very well-made, you know, fairy tale, fantasy movie. A Leica film. It's a Leica film. You know what? That should just sum it up fine enough. It's a Leica film. So, that'll be that, I guess. Unless I can think of something better. So yes, very much recommended. And now, channel updates! So, I'm gonna go in order of releases and such. So, back in, like, August, so I think nearly 2 months ago, like, Glenn and I recorded a commentary for the Guys and Dolls review. The only reason it hasn't been up yet is I was just too lazy to actually get off my ass and edit it. So, I'm finally gonna do that, and it should be up on Sunday at the latest. This Sunday, the 28th of September at the latest. So, and then, beginning on Wednesday, October 1st, and continuing throughout the month of October will be the early Rugrats vlogs. A new special vlog series for Halloween where I will be looking at every episode from Season 1 of Rugrats. I've been planning it for quite a while, and it'll be good to finally do it. And then, somewhere in mid-October, I think, probably on a Sunday or Monday, maybe a Sunday if I can arrange it that way, you'll understand why later, but will be the Season 3 opener / Halloween episode of Myst. The script is practically done. Like, the only thing that really needs to be done is the opinion and the closing line, which I can start without. I've gotten through the whole movie, so it should be a very fun review. I can't wait to get it up and finished. You know, I say mid-October, but, you know, I'm gonna be pretty busy starting, like, the second week of October, so I'm forcing myself to have it done before October 6th. So that way, all I need to do is just upload it when the time comes. And, yes, like I'm pretty sure I said in the I'm Still Back update, I am actually planning out the season this time. So, hopefully that'll help. Yes. So, look forward to more stuff around here, and see the Boxtrolls!